Welcome to Deliciously Motivated Mindset, hosted by Deborah and Moira. This podcast is designed to help listeners unlock their full potential, both personally and professionally, so they can thrive, not just survive. Deborah and Moira explore how natural tendencies don't always serve individuals and provide insights on how to harness existing strengths. Their goal is to equip listeners with the habits, mindset shifts, and strategies needed for lasting, meaningful change. Finding purpose and fulfillment can be challenging, but this podcast offers expert conversations, practical advice, and valuable tools to help align with a true sense of purpose and create a more fulfilling life. So grab a notebook, open your notes app, and get ready to take in some game-changing insights. Let's dive in.
Welcome, dear listeners. Welcome, dear Deb.
Hi.
Hello, my dear. Here we are with another one of our Deliciously Motivated Mindset Conversation podcast episodes. And today I never know quite what to say, so I'll just bring it all in.
Oh, bring it in. Bring it
all in.
Never have too much.
We've got a really epic topic to talk about today. I'm looking forward to our conversation today, talking about strategies to speak your voice with certainty. And one of the best strategies to speak your voice with certainty is to come into heart coherence first. So, dear listeners, if you've been here with us before, you know that we like to start us off with just really coming in contact with your heart space. I have my hand over my heart, and we're going to pretend.
Same, I've got two.
We're breathing in and out of our heart space. And as you do that, really feel your breath coming right down into your belly and sigh it out of your mouth. And again, breathing in, feeling yourself landing here in the now moment, in your body, in your heart, and breathe it out through your mouth. And one more like that, breathing in and breathing out. And just allow yourself to find your natural rhythm of deep breathing. Breathing in, you can still breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, or just breathe in and out of your nose. But do keep your hands on your heart just for a moment more, setting the intention that you are connecting from a heart level to everyone else listening to this conversation, regardless of where they are and where you are. We all connect. We can connect just so simply, so easily. But like I said, this is one of the best ways to get in touch with your truth, with your inner guidance, your inner calmness. It all starts here. It all starts at the seat of our soul, which is our heart space. So taking one more nice deep breath and gently releasing that, but always remember to come back to it. Grabbing your note-taking device, let's get into unpacking these ideas, these strategies to speak your voice with certainty.
Ooh la la.
I like how you do that. But wouldn't you agree that that's got to be tip number one for speaking your voice with certainty, is to just pause for a moment and come into your heart space?
I would, and I also think with that, if you're not pausing, you're on a roller coaster, and you like, the key is actually to stop, pause, and breathe.
Yeah.
Which is what you've just done with us, clearly.
Yeah.
But don't do that. Your mind races to that marathon in a sprint cycle.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm a firm believer it just runs and runs and runs and runs and runs, and it goes crazy. And then, but what about this? What about this? And what about this? And then more and more come in. So by doing that, you actually stop and ground yourself. And people go, oh, I haven't got time. You've got an extra minute. I can tell you, everyone has a minute in a day just to pause and breathe. Well, funny I say breathe, because we are breathing at each moment, but actually pause Yeah,
But you're meaning
breathe.
intentional breathing
Yes. Yeah.
because you're right, we all do breathe, but we tend to shallow breathe. And so shallow breathing is to be just breathing in and out at the upper
Mm,
chest.
mm,
That's why I really encourage people to put their hand over their heart. And even if you're really panicky or in your head too much, then one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and
mm,
allow your hands to feel the inflation and deflation with your
mm,
breath. And to your point, you only need to do that for a minute. Do a couple of rounds. It calms your nervous system.
mm.
It's so simple. We just need to remember to do it, right?
Yeah, and we yeah, and we don't often. We don't. I mean, I know when I can feel myself go out of order, feel myself go out of order. Um, I just put my hand on my heart,
Yep.
and
Yep.
instantly
Me
the hand
too.
on heart connects to my brain to go breathe.
Yep.
This is where you live. You live in your heart, not your head, Deborah. Breathe, and it just takes that discombobulated mind down to okay, I'm here in the present, and no matter what, that those answers excuse me, those answers come and they come so clearly to you when you're just breathing. But when you're going, but if you're falsifying yourself, I guess trust. Yeah, trust is, we
Trust.
know trust. I can
Trust
hear
is
myself.
definitely.
Trust.
Yep.
Trust is coming in as number two. But you know, when you're breathing and you're just feeling it, everything slows down to a manageable level would be it. You know,
But it's
and
because you're focusing on the now as opposed to
yes.
when you're in your head, you're like looking at all the
Ah!
things in the past and
Yeah.
looking at all the potentials in the future. And no, right here, right now, everything's actually
Yep.
okay.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Yep. And well, yes. And just makes so much, yeah. So trust is right up there. And when we say trust, um, trust that you're on the right path. There's a lot behind that trust. Trust you're on the right path. Trust others are going to do, right by you, but also have no expectations from others. I want to, throw that into their trust. Trust that you can survive this, whatever this is. Trust that you've been through stuff before. Trust that you can get through this again. Trust that you can see the other side of this, even if it doesn't feel like you have an answer. I mean, I'm a strategy. Someone can say a problem and I can jump in. I mean, I'm a bit of a chat GPT and so's Moira. You can
Mhm.
say a problem and our brain goes tick, 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 do this.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, but I also know that there's been a couple of times when I can't see the answer. I can't see that strategy. And I'm like, okay, well, here we go, trust. I
Yep.
just,
Let
but I
go.
don't go, yeah, but the other thing with trust is I'm not hanging on it. I'm not going, where are you? Come on, hurry up. Haven't got time for this. Come on.
Yeah.
It's just okay, I trust it's going to come at the right time. It'll come. And I don't have to think about it anymore because I know it just appears. But the moment you, I guess, take away that desperation, that's when things open up more.
Mm. But you're reminding me of a paradigm that used to happen between me and my husband, where if he knew that I was having to do a presentation or having to meet some sort of challenge, like maybe in a month's time, he would say
Yeah.
to me, "What are you going to say?" And I'd go, and I'd get all caught off guard, like, well, maybe I'll say this, and maybe I'll say that, and maybe this, and maybe that, and
Yeah.
and like go this um paralysis by analysis.
I love that. Yeah, that sums it up. That
Yep.
sums it up.
But what ended up coming to be was that I would say, I have no idea what I'm going to say, but I trust that it will land when it's ready.
Mm,
Because I am very much like you were just saying about if somebody says, "Oh, I've got this problem, what should I do?" Sometimes the answer goes, "Oh, here's the strategy." Other times it's like, I just need to sit with that for a bit or breathe on it or right.
yeah.
But that comes from trust. It's
Yeah.
it's and it's something that I constantly evolve and develop within myself is I don't have to get into that crazy making thinking because I've kind of proven it to myself, right?
Yeah, and I think with that trust, the trust is a once and done
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
It's like you don't have to go, oh, come on, it's been 6 minutes. You know,
That
it's
doesn't happen
been,
on a deadline.
oh no, and I can see it. Tick, the grass is growing, hurry up. No,
Yeah.
trust is just trust that it comes and walk away.
Yeah.
Like, which is, I guess, probably a big thing for people. I mean, I live in trust.
As
I
do
mean,
I, yes.
I just see no other way. As if I was to say it.
So I'm going to add another tip right after this. And it kind of comes from trust, but it's a little bit different. And I'm going to say faith. Having faith
Oh, okay, yeah.
yourself, right?
Is
That,
trust and faith different?
yeah, to me they are, right?
I just gave her a wink, people.
She
You
did give
can't.
me.
I did give her a wink. If
You
if
did
she
give
didn't
me.
pick it up, I picked it up.
I got it.
Thank goodness you can't see my wink, people. But yes, okay, right. I'm going to make sure that we've got the trust and faith differently. Okay, thank you. You can carry on now.
Well, so you see, so trust is I've got this. I've been through stuff before. I've proven to myself. But the where I'm coming from with the idea of faith says I'm always in the right place at the right time.
Mm,
I don't have to reason it out or even explain it to you or me or anybody. I have this faith that things happen and evolve and spiral and fall away and fall in and the lean
mm,
in and lean out and right.
mm.
What's your feeling about faith? Because
No, it's
you asked,
exactly that.
yeah,
But it definitely goes on the back burner of faith. I mean, trust. It definitely
yes, they
they're
are
both
connected for sure.
yeah they're both connected. They're both incredibly important. And I think it's just those go into your memory bank and go to when last time you thought you couldn't get through something.
Yeah.
And just reminding yourself, well, actually, yes, I did get through it. May have felt like I got pulled through the ringer,
Hmm.
but looking back, yeah, I did get through. And I'm going to reference something which is sort of similar, but not, people go, oh, I'm never going to have a baby. I'm never going to, after they, childbirth, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to, and then
Never,
straight up,
never, never.
yeah, never, never, never. And then suddenly they're like, yeah, I could do another baby because it's done. And
Right.
they've got through it. And it is that literally the moment you're done, then you're like, actually, I could do this again. It
Yes.
was painful, but I could do this again.
Yeah.
And that is that faith is
Yes,
actually,
because and what I've just written about that is it releases doubt, right?
yes, yes. Yeah, actually, I'm going to write that. I'm writing my notes when we recap at the end, by the way. Um, we'll start now. But you're right. It is that, but that is that go back to and just see where you've survived things before,
Hmm.
because honestly, people, when you've gone through things, I guarantee at that time you would have gone, oh, I don't even know how I'm going to get through this. I don't know how I'm going to go without no sleep. I don't know how I'm going to go with doing this presentation. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like, and did you get through? Yes. That's
Right.
it. Did you get through? Yes, it might have been painful, but
But
did
you
you get
did,
through?
but you
Yes.
got through.
Okay. So
Yeah.
that's that part of that faith, that releases doubt. It just shuts it down. It's like, okay, yeah, damn, I can do it. Damn, okay,
But see, in that scenario that you painted there, that is helping somebody, even if they're in this kind of discombobulated questioning, wondering, feeling like on shaky ground, but
Mm.
you just got them to help them speak their voice with certainty. Did you get through it? Yes. There's the certainty, right?
Yes, and the perfect because this I want to say it doesn't have to be a long journey.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
that's the other thing. If we're talking about certainty, it's not you don't have to over explain, you don't have to justify like all
Yeah.
of those things, which I guess that comes down to another tip is what's your over explaining, what's your justification? Is this good for me? There's so many. I'm just thinking, I'm like, hold it in, Deborah, hold it in. That's not a tip yet. It's Moira's. But that the certainty, once it's done, it's done. That's it. Like yeah.
I like that a lot. That
Mm,
watch over it explaining, avoid over explaining, because sometimes we can get into we're doubting ourselves and
mm,
we're trying to get people to jump onto our train,
mm.
onto our
Recruit them into our storybook,
yeah,
yes.
yeah. And
Come
it's
on
kind of
in, come
like,
on in.
yeah. So when we speak our voice with certainty, we then become willing to walk forward
Mm,
the driver of our own bus, whether there's passengers on board or not,
mm,
right? That is the certainty. I'm not here to convince somebody or to
No.
right. So when we try and over explain, we're trying to get somebody to say, oh yeah, I agree with you, I believe you. No, you got to do it to yourself first.
Well, there's that saying, when you're going out to do things, are you, what is it when the saying, when you're going out to do, see, good old Deborah, she wouldn't even, hang on. Moira go, I know that one, and that's on that page in that book.
You're
It's
funny
about,
how you do
you've
that.
got to,
I don't remember doing that kind of thing, but
you,
there you
you,
go.
you do, you're a genius like that. You're so genius like that. It's a, God, I'm having a mental block. Having one of those moments.
Oh
Well,
dear.
speaking with certainty. Speaking with certainty, I'm having a mental block. Own it. There you go. There's another one.
There.
Own it.
Yeah.
Own it. With your, I don't even know what I was saying now. Had a whole mental block. Next, I'll come back.
Well, if it comes back, you can bring it into the conversation. But so and I was that related to the watching your over explaining, because that's when I was
It
saying
was. It was. I'm having a
it's like
complete. Oh gone. I'm looking at my
trying
notes.
to
Going,
get somebody
no,
enrolled into our mindset. I think,
recruiting people.
yeah, that's actually a good one. We don't, when we speak our voice with certainty,
You don't need to recruit people. That's it. And you've got to be prepared to stand alone. See, I knew.
there you
Yes,
go.
here we go. There's a phrase or a saying or something, and it's about when you speak with certainty, it's about being prepared to stand alone when you voice yourself. And I think that's part of that. You don't need people to come into your train. It's actually, this is what I believe in.
Yeah.
You can join me or not. And not
Yes.
being attached to that.
Yes, I love that a lot. And I
Please, we got
think
that out.
good for you. Good for you. You know, this is something I've often said to my clients is that people talk about what's my life purpose. I need to find my life purpose. What the
Yeah.
truth is, we all have a life purpose. But what's the thread through all of it is to know thyself.
Yeah.
And if you're going to speak your voice with certainty, that is you accessing your purpose, right? So your
Yeah.
purpose could be to help people realize that they don't have to follow your bus, but you follow your path. Or like how are you wired? We are all wired in different ways. Some people are wired to be, I'm thinking about human design. Human design teaches us that some people have energy centers that allow them to keep going and going and going and producing and being busy. Whereas other types, like myself, are not. So we need more contemplation time, more rest time, more, step away time in order to be the energizer or the and this is all about when we follow that, we then get to stand up and share our natural gifts
Mm.
and be, that's actually not just speaking your voice with certainty, that's actually being who you
Well, that's
truly are with certainty.
Well, that's that fear of people having judgment on me. People are going to judge me if I speak up. People are going to judge me if I leave my partner. People are going to judge me if I change jobs, or people are going to, other people's opinions. What do you say? Other people's opinions are
None of my business.
Yeah,
Other
I think.
people's opinions are none of my business. None of your business either.
Yeah. Do you want to hear what people are saying about you? No, God, no. I don't want that. I already know what I think about myself. I don't need someone else's opinion in there. No. And I think that's that part of that standing alone.
Yeah. Yeah, these
Yeah.
all mesh in, but the thing is that if we take on board, I'm thinking of the four agreement here actually, Deb.
Oh, have we ever bought that in for a
I
blooming
know,
long
for a
time?
few episodes. So here we go.
Okay,
So
well, I'm going to
actually,
get
if
them
you
out of
think
my
about
drawer
it,
because I clearly forget all about what order they're in.
if you think about it, speaking your voice with certainty is agreement number one is being impeccable with your word. That is speaking your voice with
Oh,
certainty, right?
yes.
Yes. And then don't take things personally. So if other people have opinions, hats off to them. That's theirs, not yours.
Hmm.
Because we run the risk of watering down our voice or watering down our talents or our gifts if we get too caught up in, oh, I have to do it this way because that person's
Yeah.
going to judge me or think of this of me. And not making assumptions, because when we are speaking our voice with certainty, we are grounded in the now moment, and we're not saying, oh, there's no point in doing it this way because it's going to fall apart or this is what's going to happen. It's like, no, you don't
Yeah.
know until you do it. And then, of course, the fourth agreement is always do your best.
Mm.
Speak your voice with certainty. And sometimes you might go to speak and I don't have a voice. So
Yeah.
that's okay too. You're
Well, we
just
can,
doing your best.
yeah, I think, yeah, the four agreements, see, they're gold and everything. They're
Yes.
they're gold. When I was thinking about it, you talked about, when Jim said to you, what are
Oh,
you
what
going to
was I
talk
going to say?
about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the thing that we sort of forget. Look, I mean, you and I both do Facebook Lives.
Mhm.
We are not verbatim people. People, if you think we're verbatim, um,
Nope.
we're not. Clearly, look at our strategies here. Um, look, I mean, they're solid. They're not verbatim. But we also know, when we do our Facebook Lives, I know there's 4 or 5 things I want to say. How it's going to come out, no idea. Like, honest, I don't know how it's going to come out when, I
No.
read the room and it can come out. But I think when you're preparing for this, how you're going to say something, speak your voice with certainty. When you're preparing, jot down, I'm going to say glitter-sized points, 3 or 4 glitter-sized points that you want to get across.
That's a good
And
idea.
and just by doing that, that's all you need. That's all you need. And that allows that certainty to grow when your message is simple and clear.
Mhm.
Because if we're going to go, oh my gosh, these are the 20 things I want to get across, and we're going to have to weave these in, Moira, today, and da-da-da, and we've got this verbatim, we've got this ready for our talk today. We're ready. This is not going to flow. As you can tell people,
We don't script these.
yeah, we don't script them and they flow.
Yeah.
They flow because we have certainty we can deliver on that. So it's that jot down the things, that you want.
Hmm.
You want to get your message across on these 3 things. Also check that message. Okay, am I getting I want to get this across. Am I saying that actually they're a bad person or I'm not taking accountability? Like think of those things,
Hmm.
those 3 things. Are they actually helpful to the other person?
Hmm.
Or are they not going to land? And that's another part from that. Are they helpful? I'm going to repeat that again. Are they helpful to the other person? And are they going to land? Because recently I had a person who sent me a voice message and I listened and went, what the heck? I don't even know what room you were in.
Oh
Um,
gosh.
because when
Because it
they
was
sent it,
different to you.
it was different to what my whole story of how the event went.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, okay, I'm going to give some feedback. And then I thought, like, you know what? They're not going to hear it.
Yeah.
And it's only going to be me trying to, raise my own flag and go, well, actually, this is what I saw and da da da. It's not going to land. So I know Tony Robbins says, what does he say? You're not a worthy opponent.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep.
And I think you can't push a wet noodle. Now, there's certain things, so I'm just like, it's not going to land. So I'm just going to save my own breath and just go, okay, that's their perception. And so I think they're the 2 things. What are the 3 things you want to get across or 5 things you want to get across? But are they going to help the other person and are they going to land?
Well, as you're describing this, I'm thinking to what we were just talking about. We brought in the four agreements. The four agreements very relevant in there because not
Hard.
taking it personally, like if somebody gave you a voice message and said, this is how this went, and because you and I talked before we hit record here, that we both got examples of this. That when somebody,
Last week, just in the
yes,
last week,
just
when we
yes,
giggled
a couple
hysterically
days
when we
ago.
saw this, we went, oh, yeah, okay, clearly we attracted this one in today.
Yes, very much so. Very much
Yeah.
so. But there's certain times, and in my example was sitting listening to somebody telling me what she thought of me and just observing that and going, wow, that's interesting. Thanks for
That's
your
don't take it
opinion.
personally,
Don't
okay?
taking it personally because it's
That's
actually
just
you're showing me how you are rather than telling me who I am because only I
yeah.
know who I am. Right?
And I think with that, this is not to be an a-hole. This is not.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, you
Yeah,
have
I'll
that.
show you. It's not that. No.
Yeah, it's none of that. It's actually
No.
going back to that heart coherent pause
Yep.
again. Actually, wow, that's interesting. You have that perception of me, but I'm not going to attach myself to that. I'm not going to take that mud that you think about me and rub it all over me. I'm just going to go, okay, that's it.
And then, so there's that, not taking it personally, but then also going back to something else you said earlier about the watching over explaining. Because
Mm,
sometimes when somebody does that, and perhaps you even felt a wee bit of that with your voice message for somebody saying, this is what this happened, and a persona of you might have said, well, I need to explain to you what was really going on.
I did have that. I started to go, oh, well, I need to I need to go, hang on a minute,
Yeah,
love.
let me tell you what was really going on.
Yeah, and then I'm like, no,
There's
no.
no, yeah.
One of my dear friends, she says, once you enter the arena, you've already lost. And I've heard it, and I just go, actually, you're right, because
Yeah.
the moment you enter that arena,
Well, yeah, because then you've got your sleeves rolled up and you're going like,
and
come on, let's
you're ready, the
let's
shoulders are back, and I
go.
tell you
Yeah.
what, your certainty is in capitals, but it's an a-hole certainty.
We're going to go a few rounds on this one.
I'll show you. And your voice changes and it riles you up. But yeah, I think the four agreements are so important
Mm.
for multiple reasons. But yeah, I think
So,
that. But is it going to land? Is it going to
is it
land?
going to land? Is it worth, and to your point, the Tony Robbins idea, is it a worthy opponent? How does it make you feel about you? That's one of my favorites. How does it
Oh,
make you feel about you
a
if
little bit
you
of paper
if you
Tuesday.
did stand up and say,
You're listening to Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, here to help listeners unlock their full potential so they can thrive, not just survive. They've shared some very powerful insights so far, so it's time to take a moment to breathe, reflect, and jot down any key takeaways. What's one piece of advice that stands out to apply right away? Before wrapping up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from everyone. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback, and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how listeners are putting these insights into practice. Let's dive back in and finish strong.
no, I have to speak my truth. I have to explain to you what was really going on. How does it
Yeah.
make you feel about you? Does it allow you to come into your own voice with certainty, or is there a little bit of a quiver of like, oh, they might not like me if I let them away with thinking this of me,
Mm,
right? Whereas it's like, yeah, whatever. People like you, people don't like you. It's all okay. Do you like you? How do you feel about you? Such an important piece to keep coming back to, right?
yeah. When you were just saying that, you said the quiver in the voice. I think that's I think that's a great one there, because your voice or your body doesn't lie. Your
Yeah.
mind takes you on a heck of a journey sometimes, but your body doesn't lie. And your body will tell you, um if your voice is quivering, there's that certainty is not there,
Yeah.
or this doesn't feel right or something. So, and that's what happens when other people say, well, see, that's the other thing, is other people say, you need to say this, or you need to go back and you need to do this.
Yeah.
So it has to be, how does it make me feel about me? That's a reminder. That has to be your words. It has to be what sits right for you, not what your mum said you need to go and do, or your partner or your boss. You need to go and do this. You have to do it your way, because
Yes.
otherwise it is going verbatim. And crikey, Moira and I know, if I said to Moira, hey, this is what we've come up with, we need to now do this verbatim. I, well, I couldn't. I'd just say no.
We would
I
just
said,
say no. Well, we
I'd
were
say
just talking about that too, because there was a interview I did many, many, many years ago, many years ago. And the interviewer had asked me to script the whole thing out, which is so not what I do. It's not how I roll. Anybody
no.
that sees my Facebook lives, I haven't scripted any of that out.
Yes. Yeah.
And but then if you want to pin me to that, then it's just so my heart's not in it. you don't get to see the real me because I'm kind of in my head. I'm stuck in my head going, oh my God, what did I say here? And what's the next word? And what if I
Stuck
get
in
out
your
of
head is
sequence? And
it's a that's a that's a journey and a half, because you get in there and you can't get out. And you're like, how do I get out? How do I get out? Hang on, I'm gonna get this word right. I'm gonna offend them, and then more and more jumps on board, doesn't it?
yeah, yep.
Yeah.
Do you know, I was thinking about what you were saying about doing the Facebook Lives, and I like what you do. You have points that you want, whereas that's a wee bit different to how I do it with my voice with certainty. I use decks of cards and I stay very, very present. So I don't necessarily have, I'm going to tell them this and I'm going to tell them this. I do know
No,
about what phase of the moon we're in, and I do that.
but those cards, well, those cards tell you
Yeah, that gives me the prompt.
size point. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. And how it goes from that. So that's your prompt. But I mean, the amount of times I've said, they're like, how do you talk? And I'm like, just get 5 post-it notes and put them on your computer screen and just know they're the 5 things you want to talk about.
Yeah.
How you tell a story. And when you practice and practice and practice, you don't go back up there and say exactly the same thing you've practiced for
No,
5
you
days.
don't.
You just don't. You
No.
just don't. But
No.
that's, I can have 5 points and I can present them differently from my energy that day or what's happened to me in my story. So I think that's the
Or
thing
different
too.
stories may come out to illustrate different things depending on what your energy is.
Absolutely. So if
Right?
you're using your card as your glitter bullet point, post-it note, if you're using that, then your story today will be different than it was 4 days ago, what
Yep.
was prior to the weekend, or your energy on the weekend's going to be different to doing the same thing on a Monday or a Friday night or something. It's different, but it's having those, I don't know, that just shuts the brain noise down for me.
And
Going,
that
okay,
to me, this is the strategy for speaking your voice with certainty. We want to really help our listeners realize that quietening the mind chatter is essential,
oh,
right?
yeah.
Because it's to just really come in and allow your truth to be spoken with confidence. Even if it's just a yes and a no, that's okay, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And when you're yes.
Yes.
I was gonna say something, I went, no, actually that's enough. That's enough. Full stop at that one. Yeah.
Speak your voice with certainty.
I guess that's the other thing, is actually knowing when to stop.
Yeah.
Stop the rambling. Know when to stop.
Yes. And it's like, did I make
Well,
my
that comes
point?
back to I guess that comes back to the over explaining justification, is just know when to stop and just go, okay, this is it.
Mm.
Be okay
Yeah.
with the silence.
Yeah. That reminded me of another story. This happened a couple of weeks ago where somebody was telling me that she doesn't understand at all what I do, the work that I do. So I start to explain a
And
little
a
bit
family
about
member, because usually family members say that. And what do you actually do? I was with
No,
my
I've had
mum.
that kind of conversation, but no, this was not a family member.
And mum went, actually, yes. I had met a stranger at the weekend. I was with mum, and mum goes, actually, yes. What do you do? Like, what do you do? So I just help people stress. Oh, okay. That was it. That's all. That
Oh,
was
that's
enough.
good. That's
It's,
good.
I'm a stressologist. Just help people deal with stress. Oh, okay. And that's it, done. It's like, but just know when to stop. I'm not going to over explain. I'm not going to monopolize the conversation. This is not an elevator pitch. Not that by the way, I don't have an elevator pitch, people, and I guarantee Moira won't have one either.
No, I have different things that I say in different environments.
Exactly. You speak with certainty. Yeah.
But this person, and I did talk about helping people with stress, about calming their nervous system, about listening to their intuition. And so I tried that, and she said, I still don't understand. So I tried telling her another way and kind of helped her say, well, when a person feels like this, and this is what I do this, and I still don't understand. And so I tried a third one of some kind of telling, and she said, I still don't understand. That's when I knew it was time to stop.
Yes.
It's
Well,
like,
see, you're getting more frustrated than her. She's
I
going,
wasn't even getting frustrated. It's kind of like, you just don't really get what I do. And that's actually okay.
And I think that's where it's like it's okay.
Hmm.
It's okay. You
Yep.
like it's okay. We're still gonna
We
live.
still talk to one another. It's good. Yep. Still see her.
I think, yeah, I think it's like, yep, okay, I'm still here. Yeah, I think you're right. I love yeah, I'm gonna go back to that. How does this make me feel about me? Because I think, being aware of your body has signs, if you're feeling sweaty or your chest is like, I think your body's telling you, okay, is this actually for you? Is this
Yeah.
yours or is this someone else's? Or
Yeah.
being aware of that. Yeah.
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 Um,
Most definitely. Because
yeah,
there's going to be some times where you say, you're going to, and even you, like, how does this make me feel about me when somebody asks me, what is it you do? Well, maybe there's something in them that's really wanting you to teach them a strategy. And
yeah,
so therefore you're going to communicate what it is you do in a different way. Whereas if
mm,
it's just kind of a drive-by, kind of like, oh,
yeah.
I help people with stress. Okay, good. That's it. That's all I needed.
Well, yeah, yes, yes. Well, I was actually thinking when I was thinking about the strategies to speak your voice with certainty, and I know we're coming up time, people, but there's a word called discernment, and discernment is my word I'm learning. As I swallow and go, discernment is definitely, which means when people ask you a question, you do not have to tell them the truth. Truth. Now, I'm saying yes, tell them the truth, but you don't have to give them everything.
So it can just be the Coles Notes version, in other words.
That's right. So because not everyone can sometimes handle what you're saying, and that's okay. But just, like, well, they asked the truth. And I go back to one of my I was 18 and I went for, I've probably even shared this story. I went for I was in the job. I've been in the job 6 months and I got pulled aside. We're having a performance reviews, and the boss said to me, office manager said to me, "What job can you see yourself doing here in a year?" And have I said it before? Have I said
I
this
think you
before?
have,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I went, "Your job." Like literally, because I was like, "Well, hashtag state the obvious," and I went,
Right.
"Your job." And she went, "What?" Like, and she was like, "What job are you?" And I was like, "Your job, your job. I'll do your job." I couldn't, and she kept asking the question, clearly wanting a different answer, and I clearly was like,
But
"Why
you
are you not?"
obviously didn't hear me the first time.
Yeah, duh. I said it very clearly. Your job with your title, like paint the whole picture. And then she got up and stormed out, and she went home sick that day, and I got called into the office and my boss said to me, "What did you say to her?" She just said, "I'm not working with that young upstart, Deborah." I know you all find that thinking, no, no one would ever say
No
that.
way.
No, not me being a lovely person. But, and he said, "You can't say those things." And I went, "But she asked." Mum
Right.
and Dad always taught me to say the truth. And he went, "No, discernment. She asked, but she didn't really want you to tell the truth." I'm like, "Well, why would she ask a question?" I was still like trying to justify going, like, why would she ask if she didn't want to know the truth? Like, don't ask that question if you're not prepared for the answer. But discernment, I could have said, "Oh, I'm just still thinking about it." Or maybe something like your role. Like I could have worded it differently. The truth is, it was still her job I wanted. That was the
Right.
only job I wanted there. I didn't get it, by the way, people. I didn't get it because I didn't pursue it. I realized she was quite an emotional older lady, and that, here comes this 18-year-old with no experience going, "Your job." She'd
And
worked her way, she was one of the oldies. She had worked her way through to that role. I can totally imagine if I put myself in her shoes. So I think that's that, you know, just because they ask the truth for the truth doesn't mean they really, really, really want it.
right. So
So,
it's to it. Well, this is to have a more expanded awareness, right?
yeah,
Like how just this is going back to something you often say is read the room, right?
yes,
Read the room. What version of this is going to land the best here, right?
yeah, yeah. Thank you, Phyllis, for educating me. That's her name. Yep. She listens to my podcast. I remember that clearly. And Richard, my boss, who just had to scoop me, pull me aside and go, "Deborah, what have you done?" I'm like, "Well, it's just she asked." I thought I was doing good, quotation marks, but yeah. Um,
Quotation marks.
yeah, not everything lands. But listeners, we're going to whip through these strategies to speak your voice with certainty, because there's so much. I have tips in my head or strategies that are running around now rampant, going, no, no.
Got to reel this one in now.
Reel this in. So grab that note-taking device like Moira said at the start, and let's crack on with our strategies. Would you like to start, or second, or
Sure, I'll start, because the first one I had said was the come into heart
favorite?
space. Take your deep breaths. And you said stop, pause, and breathe. And that's what we're saying is we know we always are breathing, but we need to remember to get into intentional breathing, not shallow breathing. Deep, deep breaths in and out of your heart space. That's one of the best ways to actually really truly access your true voice. Right? Because your true voice comes from deep inside you, not from the blah, 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 blah in your head.
Yeah, and when you were just saying that then, and we're just going to add another little pivot to that, when we're talking about certainty, certainty isn't loud or fast, it's presence.
Yes.
And that's that heart coherent and pausing. And the silence, there's beauty in that silence when you can just pause. So, certainty doesn't have to be a shout or an anger or raised voice or shoulders back. It's actually it isn't loud and fast, it's just present.
Yeah, it's calm and quiet, isn't it?
Yeah. And I think that definitely relates to that heart coherent. The next one, number 2, I wrote down was trust. Trust in yourself, trust in others, trust in the bigger picture, trust that you've got this.
Yeah.
Trust that you've got this. Which jumped into our next one, which was on a side one from that, which is
faith.
Your one.
Yes. Faith in yourself. And this is what we were talking about, is that when we have faith in ourselves, it actually releases doubt. Because you gave some examples about people having a child and saying, I don't think I can do this. I don't think I'm
going to have this
again.
I'm not going to go through this again.
Yeah. But then when you have faith in yourself, it releases the doubt. And oftentimes people go and have that second child, right? But having faith in yourself also means you don't have to see all of the whys and wherefores and whens. It just it walks hand in hand with trust, but it's separate.
Yeah, it's two glitter bombs together that sit side by side.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
The next one I have is what's your justification and your over explaining. Know when to stop, know when to hold them, know when to fold them. There you go. That's it. The gambler came. I'm not going to sing, people. Don't worry about it. That's exactly it.
Thought you're going to start singing.
Yeah, but that is exactly it. Know when to fold them and know when to, So just know when to stop. Okay, Deborah, know when to stop. I heard it. I'll stop now. Next point.
The next one from that was that
I'm itching to break out in a song. You do know that, don't you? I'm itching to break out in a song.
From that one, we talked about being prepared to stand alone. When you've got really into your certainty, your confidence, your when you the propensity to over explain is trying to get people to jump onto your bus, onto your belief system or your way of being, and whether they do or don't, it's about you being willing to just walk your path, right? Walk forward. That's what I said. Be the driver of your own bus, whether there's passengers on board or not.
That's right. Other people's opinions are none of my business. I threw that one in there from further back, but I want to jump that back into that because, being prepared to stand alone is important. Great. I've got the 4 agreements. Hang on. Just as well I pulled them out of my drawer. The 4 agreements are vital to anything and everything we say. Podcast. But the 4 agreements, be impeccable with your word. These are definitely things to speak your voice with certainty. Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personally. That's I would say that's probably one of the biggest ones in this, is don't take anything personally, because that's the stuff that can throw you right out.
But that's the other part of saying other people's opinions are none of your business. because you don't take anything personally.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And don't make assumptions.
Mm-hmm.
Feel that one. Don't make assumptions. And then always do your best.
Yeah.
It's you who has to sleep at night, people. And if you're not doing your best, it's you who's going to discombobulate your own mind. You're
Yeah.
going to run the marathon. But the 4 agreements are important to every aspect of this, speaking your voice with certainty.
Most definitely. Most definitely. The next one I have is what you were talking about when we want to get something across. Your suggestion was to jot down the points that you want to get across and make sure, are they helpful? Are they suitable for this environment? Are the people that I want to convey this to, do they need this? Are they of service? Or so just bullet points. Not, we were talking a wee bit, we gave some examples of over scripting. We don't want to do that, but it helps you get to that certainty if you have them. Even, I don't know about you, but sometimes just literally writing something down, I don't have to rewrite it or reread it, because it's that I've written it, so it's already there, and I've got the focal point of what I want to, what points I want to weave into my conversation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you ask any speaker and they've got their cue cards, but most speakers do verbatim. This is how I've practiced it. This is it. But I see a master speaker. Of what I remember watching Dr. John DeMartini speak, and he was going to speak, and I was with him. And when he was being introduced, something was said or done. We're actually at a boys' school. It was very interesting. We're at a boys' school. I'll tell a little bit of a story here. We're at a boys' school, and he was being introduced, but the boys didn't stand up in unison. And they didn't stand up in unison, they didn't sit down in unison, and they all did it ad hoc. So it looked a little bit like a Mexican wave, like people sitting at the same time. So the principal made them do it like probably a good 10 to 15 times, like definitely 10 to 15 times. And Dr. DeMartini, who I was with, was going to talk about, it was something about studying and learning and and then I went, when I turned to him and I said, "Are you okay?" Because I could feel his energy off, and he just put his hand up to go, "Just a minute, Deborah," and he did something, and I was like, "Oh, what's going on? I've never seen him like this. I've never seen him like this," and so I waited, and then he turned, he goes, "I'm just rewriting my speech." He said, "I'm now going to talk about subordination."
Oh, interesting.
And because
that's reading the room.
He read the room, he saw it, and he went, "You know what? I'm going to go up there and I'm going to talk about when we're subordinating to others," because the poor pupils had to get up and down. It was really interesting. And I went, "Wow, you don't even have your bullet points of what you're going to talk about. You literally just rewrote that speech, your new speech, your hour-long speech in like a minute, whatever." And I was like, that's mastership of the speech. I mean, we've all got our bullet points of what we want to get across, but his stories, he probably didn't know what his stories were, but he would have just had those. These are the little glitter-sized pieces. Listen to me. I'm sure he was thinking that, but these are the little pieces, and to be able to do that very quickly, that's a masterful thing, instead of going, let's do verbatim. Let's do verbatim.
But it's just staying very present, which is a wee bit like what I was saying about when I'm doing things and I just pull a card. I just have to let come out whatever that card is, because I didn't prepare it, right?
That's right. And your actions that week or that day, or what your PEMS,
Yes.
your physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, will be physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. I know I raced through that one very quickly, people, but because of those things, your speech is going to be different.
Yep.
So that's that thing with the glitter.
Staying present to what is.
Yeah. Going back to the next strategy we had. I wrote down, are they a worthy opponent and will it land? Because when you're going back to speak to people, which we've both had this week, even funnier, we've both had the same thing. It's like, you know what? It's just not worth it. It's just not worth trying to prove my point, getting across to them. They're not going to hear it. But the beautiful one Moira ended that with was, how does it make me feel about me?
Yep. Yep.
I think that's the important part from that.
Most definitely. Which then, following on from that, you brought this up about checking in with your body. Your body knows. Your body doesn't lie. And that question, how does this make me feel about me, is such a beautiful gateway into, oh gosh, I feel heavy. I feel weighted down. I feel achy. I feel slow. I feel discombobulated, that
Yeah.
it's your body knows. And so it's such an important part when we're talking about speaking your voice with certainty. You want to check in with all aspects of you before you launch into speaking something, but also recognizing how much is it to share, right? Because sometimes, and that was a beautiful story you just shared, because sometimes you can have it all. I'm going to talk about this and this and this and this, and then you get there and you're kind of like, huh, I'm just going to talk about this, and
Yeah,
that's it. And there we're done, right?
And that's ultimate certainty. It's like, no,
Yeah,
I'm doing that. Ultimate.
yeah.
That's done. That's a
Yep.
one and done. There's no, I mean, he would have had faith, trust.
Yes, absolutely.
Clearly, he would have had
Curiosity,
all of those tips.
discernment. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And the last one I had was discernment.
Yep.
And that discernment is not everyone's ready for your truth.
That's when we said, read the room.
Yeah, read the room. Discernment. And that's my lovely lady, Phyllis. Yeah. Did we miss any off?
Nope, we got them.
So I typed a little thing before I actually started typing. So I'm going to read this out because here I'm saying I don't do things verbatim, and I've just literally did
Now
this.
she's going to read something verbatim.
Yeah, I did. So I started typing this, and it said, certainty doesn't come from waiting until you feel ready. It comes from practicing these strategies in real time, because I was like, actually, yep, got this. So I want people to pick one today. Just pick one, whether it's your glitter-sized pieces, whether it's reminding your faith, or is it reminding your trust, or anything, or pausing for that glitter-size moment from
Or
that.
heart coherence.
Yeah, the heart coherent, the beautiful heart coherent. And notice how your voice, I'm not going to read that last part. Your voice stands and carries its own weight.
I like that.
Because that's your certainty.
Yeah.
That's your certainty.
Yeah. Beautifully said.
Yeah. So in saying that, people, we know. Oh, we haven't had a tea bag.
I was going to say, you haven't asked for the tea bag. I've got one ready.
Okay, she's got one already. Let's do the tea bag.
Because this one's so beautiful. It's lift up others with your peaceful presence.
Oh.
When you find your voice with certainty, you have this peaceful presence, don't you?
Do.
Yeah.
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 I'm pondering into the wilderness here, so I'll just pull myself kind of get myself in trouble. But think of those tips that I gave you today and the ones that Moira shared, and how we weave them in for you to land. And I'd love to know what's one strategy you're going to take today that's going to move you closer to your vision. What is that one thing that's going to give you that certainty? Because that's going to carry your weight of who you are today. And share that. We love that. But thank you, everybody, for listening. Thank you to the tea bags, the tea bags, the tea bag quote. Thank you for that, and thank you, Moira, and thank you, listeners, for actually believing in us and trusting us, because we definitely do speak with certainty, and we are here to exemplify the work. And we're not just a walk your, we're not just a talk. We are a walk your talk.
Absolutely.
So that's us signing off on our strategies to speak your voice with certainty. Do let us know what was your favorite strategy and what's that one you're going to take with you today.
Absolutely. Love it. Thank you, dear Deb. Thank you, listeners. Thank you, Internet.
Yeah, thanks. Phew. Thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning into Deliciously Motivated Mindset with Deborah and Moira, where the mission is to help listeners unlock their full potential and thrive, not just survive. As the episode comes to a close, they trust you've gained some powerful insights. If you haven't already, take a moment to reflect on one key takeaway that you'll apply right away. Before we wrap things up, Deborah and Moira would love to hear from you. Reach out with thoughts, questions, or feedback and drop your favorite tip from today's episode. They're inspired to see how you're putting your insights into action. Thanks for listening, and remember to keep thriving.